Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakach Kodash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, the great millstone. All right, and just wanted to get into this lesson. On the only way we're gonna make it through these times is trusting in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Okay, with every lesson I do, of course I want brothers to take heed, but every lesson I do, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. All right, in all aspects of our life, we have to be able to trust Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Even me myself right now, transitioning, hopefully transitioning to a different job. I'm about to go turn in this job application, and I'm just gonna trust in the Lord. If I don't get the job, then that just means that the Lord didn't want me to have the job. If I get the job, then that means the Lord wanted me to get the job. But it all comes down to trusting in the Lord, So, and plus, our big reward is going to be ruling over these people, all right, ruling over our oppressors and ruling over these other nations. Okay? This is Isaiah 57:12. I will declare thy righteousness and thy works, for they shall not profit thee. When thou criest, let thy companies deliver thee, but the wind shall carry them all away. Vanity shall take them. But he that putteth his trust in me shall possess the land and shall inherit my holy mountain. All right? So we got a lot coming to us if we trust the Lord. And of course, continue to do the work. But it all comes down to trusting the Lord and having faith. Because the scripture says, without faith, it's impossible to please Him. So, that's really what it comes down to. This is Psalms 18:30. As for God, Yahweh, His way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in Him. Okay? So, we trust in the Lord. The Lord is He is gonna cover us. He is going to protect us. He's going to give us what we need to continue on in our, whether we're going through affliction or just making it through our day. The Lord is going to give us that strength if we trust in Him. All right? Scripture says He is a buckler to all those that trust in Him. So you can know the name of the Lord, but if you don't trust in Him, then knowing the name is not gonna do anything. We gotta trust in Him. All right? Matter of fact, I had another, this is Psalms 118:8. This is Psalms 118:8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. See? Okay? All these people here in America, their trust, their confidence is in man. Okay? They say that they believe in the Bible and they believe in the Lord, but all their confidence is in man. Okay? All their confidence is in the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the president, the Congress, these mayors, these, all these people that have no power at all. That's where their confidence is in, okay? So they don't trust in the Lord. Number one, they don't even know who the Lord is, all right? They all still think that the Lord is just some Edomite with long hair, okay? But that makes them even more, that makes them really put their trust in man because of the image of the Lord that they've been given, which is an Edomite, okay? You know? So, hey, scripture says it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes, okay? And that couldn't be farther from the truth, you know? And coming into this thing, before this, we didn't know who the Lord was, okay? So we're learning the Lord's ways, we're learning how to trust Him, and even though we still sin daily, but we're still learning the Lord's ways and returning back to our heritage and our customs. And it's not easy, growing up here in Babylon and living and doing the same things that all these heathens do. We've lived our whole life like that, and then to come in this truth and figure out and find out that we're not like these people. It can be a difficult transition, but that's where trusting in the Lord comes in. All right, that's where trusting in the Lord comes in. Even when we're going off or falling off, that's where you trust in the Lord. This is Jeremiah 17 and 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. You see? So, hey, trusting in the Lord is our source. That's our plug. That's our strength. All right? That's the main source that we have, is trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? And speaking to myself first and foremost, we need to utilize that source as much as possible. This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. All right? So, hey, there's been many, many stories, all right? Examples of what happens when you trust in the Lord, right? Many prophets have stories. They're all through the scriptures. Many prophets have wrote, their testimonies. And who else are we going to trust? If we don't trust in the Lord, who else can we trust on this earth? The only trust that we have is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because Babylon the Great, this place is all lies. All right, this place is established on rape, robbery, and murder and lies. The Lord is about truth and righteousness. All right. So, hey, I choose to put my trust in truth and righteousness than put it into wickedness. Because if you trust in this place and you trust in the self-proclaimed white man, then you're putting your trust in wickedness, and you're putting your confidence in man. All right. This is Sirach. This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach 11 and 21, and I'm going to end it after this scripture. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing flourish. All right? So, that's why we put our trust in the Lord, because he's the one that's in control of all things. Okay? You want some money, you need some money, the Lord will provide you with that. You need a woman, the Lord will provide that. You need a place to live, the Lord will provide that. All right? But he can't provide that. He's not going to provide that to an individual that doesn't trust in him. I wouldn't provide anything to an individual who doesn't trust me. So imagine how the Lord feels. Now this scripture doesn't mean, because it says for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. That doesn't mean, start praying to the Lord and asking him to make you rich, or asking for a large sum of money, or asking the Lord to be wealthy. No, it doesn't mean that. What it's saying is, there's nothing too hard for the Lord. There's nothing that's hard for the Lord. With the Lord, with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all things are possible. So hopefully this was an edifying lesson. And we got to remember to trust in the Lord. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom.